late July this past summer, in a special meeting, the Utica Common Council crafted and presented a $75 million paving program for the city that would have all Utica streets paved over a 15-year period. The council claimed their plan would bring a potential 0.74% tax levy increase per year, or around $9.40 for a home assessed at $55,000 in Utica, which is the average. After a thorough and extensive evaluation, Mayor Palmieri vetoed this proposal on August 30th, stating that the information presented to the taxpayers was incomplete and the actual tax increase would be higher. Well, as expected, the Common Council overrode Palmieri's veto, meaning it will be a public referendum in November, asking Utica residents to approve increasing the $2 million the city currently spends on paving annually to $5 million a year. Ultimately, the residents have the right to vote on this. In order to make sure everyone gets the correct information, this segment will deal with present and projected paving costs provided by the City of Utica's Engineering Department and the Budget Director. We all agree a majority of our roads are in need of repair. Utica has an aging infrastructure that is over 100 years old, and it's a testament to the craftsmanship that they are still functioning. Although this is a good time to borrow, given the current interest rates, we need to ensure the council and the residents have a clear understanding as to the true cost of this plan. The proposal calls for paving every road in the city by allocating $5 million annually over a 15-year paving cycle, roughly paving 14 miles per year as compared to the 5 to 6 miles we are paving now. The $5 million would come from the $2 million in the current referendum, with an additional $500,000 from the dwindling Water Trust Fund, coupled with another $2.5 million in bonding each year. It is important to note that while the proposed paving cycle would be 15 years, it will take 30 years to pay off the bond. The calculations used in this proposal have the average cost of $360,000 per repaved mile. It is essentially a guarantee the cost of paving will gradually increase over the next 30 years, and this plan fails to reflect any projected increase in paving cost, meaning it will cost more to pave every street than is being proposed. Another factor is the direct impact this plan would have on the taxpayers and the budget. The projected increases in these 4 items alone create over $1 million budget gap. When you factor in the Hotel Utica tax revenue of approximately $830,000 that won't be in next year's budget, and the increase to the fire department's complement, these 6 items alone put significant pressure on next year's budget without including additional bonding costs. In looking at the payment schedule of this proposal, it will cost $44.7 million over a 30-year period, with the bond scheduled to be paid off in 2046-47. As previously mentioned, this proposal utilizes money annually from the Water Trust Fund, but the Water Trust note expires in 2036-37. So the question is, where's the Water Trust contribution going to come from for the final years of this proposal after the Water Trust Fund note expires? This creates an additional $5 million cost to the city, increasing the total to $48.7 million. With that said, even the $48.7 million figure is misleading, in that there is no projected increase in the interest rate, which presently is at a historically low level, or any projected increase in paving costs over the 30-year payment period. Paving costs go up every year. Under this nearly impossible best-case scenario in which interest rates stay at a historically low level and cost of paving doesn't increase for 30 years, this proposal will still yield an average cost of $1.6 million per year, creating significant tax increases in future budget years. The facts simply show that a 0.74 tax increase each year is not accurate. Residents also have to bear in mind these projected tax increases are strictly to pay for the bonding proposal itself. It does not incorporate any other budgetary items that will naturally increase every year, such as medical costs, pensions, and lease obligations. In order to climb out of the financial hole the city has inherited, it is necessary to hold off on bonding for other necessary capital improvements, such as our crumbling parking garages, public safety facilities, downtown and Harbor Point development, traffic signals, public pools ad infinitum. Approving this proposal will essentially put all our bonding needs in one basket to address only one issue and disregard these other vital needs. Financial professionals recommend municipalities pay for operating expenses with current year revenues or reserves when necessary rather than bonding. If you have any questions, just go to the city's website or contact your council person. This will affect generations of Uticans, so know what and why you're voting.